Is the awards process corrupt? It's rigged.
First of all, that vote is fake as That's not a real vote.
Today we are going to talk about the Grammys, or should I say, scammys, and how rigged it is. The 63rd Grammy Award ceremony was held on March 14, 2021. BTS were nominated as Best Pop Duo Group Performance, and were also performing solo for the first time at the Grammys stage. BTS and ARMYs were really excited about the nomination and the performance. We were really looking forward for the announcement and BTS performance at the ceremony. But then, one day before the show, the Grammy announced that Best Pop Duo Group Performance will not be televised, and will be aired on the premiere ceremony before the main show. In the previous years, this category usually being televised and announced on the main broadcast, but since the ceremony in 2020, they pushed the announcement for the winner of this nomination to the pre-show on YouTube, not the main ceremony, and the winner in that year was Lil Nas X, who is a person of color. Before that, the winner of this award were mainly white singers, and their win were aired on the main show. Not only Best Pop Duo Group Performance, other categories which also dominated by people of color also ended up with this same treatment, like R&B, rap, and other nominations. Because of that, ARMYs decided to boycott the show by not watching it from the official link, and using our own hashtag on Twitter, #LightItUpBTS. Because of watching the pre-show ceremony, BTS and ARMYs were awake at 3 AM KST for the announcement, and found out that we lose. This was my reaction that I recorded when I was watching the pre-show.
And the Grammy goes to Rain on Me, Lady Gaga with Ariana Grande, Lordy Jesus. Well, when I get her name right, I will go make sure I give this to her. I will accept on their behalf.
Well, all I can say is I was disappointed. It's very hurtful how the Grammys snubbed their #1 global best-selling album of the year, only nominated BTS for their English song in a nomination that will not be announced on the main show, made them wake up at 3 AM KST. Build the Grammy red carpet in South Korea, dressed up for the red carpet pictures, watching the announcement at 5 AM KST, being nervous and excited, just to be once again snubbed, and lost the Grammy. They lead them on so many times. They were tweeting about BTS a lot, leading us to have such high hopes to be the winner. Meanwhile, they were barely talking about the winner song before the ceremony.
For whatever reason, it's like they're always pitching this hint that you might win.
And that's exactly what they did to BTS. They knew talking about BTS will give them so many engagement and clout. That's why they are talking about them a lot. They couldn't get it from talking about any other songs. And until now, I still can't believe Dynamite didn't win the Grammy. Everybody was expecting Dynamite to win, and it was really disappointing to see them lose even with all the impact Dynamite has. Based on the Grammys rules and guidelines, this category recognizes artistic excellence in a duo, group, or collaborative vocal or instrumental pop performance. Recordings on which a group receives artist billing are eligible here, even when the vocal features only one member of the group, the entire group or collaborative performance, rather than the presence of a lead vocal performance, determines category eligibility. Well, honestly, that was still so vague and confusing. What is performance? I mean, Grammy, please be more specific. Please elaborate and define what do you mean by performance. Is it literal performance on stage, the song performance on the chart, or what, exactly? If it's about their literal performance on the stage, then I'm gonna say that BTS should win. Dynamite was performed for more than 30 times, with high quality stage productions and mind-blowing performances. The stages were unique with different concept every time, and every single performance was still refreshing to watch. If it's about the song's performance on the chart, then I'm gonna say again that BTS should win. Dynamite broke so many records and achieved so many things. It was debuted on Spotify with 7.77 million streams, which was the biggest opening day for a song, which still remains as the biggest global Spotify debut of 2020, as well as the biggest Spotify counter debut in history, with 12.6 million streams. And now has accumulated total 762 million streams on Spotify. Dynamite also reached 103 number ones on iTunes, surpassing Hello by Adele with 102, and it's now the fastest song on iTunes history to reach this mark. Dynamite also made history for BTS with its debut as number 1 on Billboard Hot 100 chart, and Dynamite managed to did it 3 times, and managed to stay at top 5 for 5 times. Until now, Dynamite is still charting on BB Hot 100 for 30 weeks. And recently Dynamite was ranked number 10 on top 10 IFPI's global digital single chart. No other songs in Best Pop Duo Group nominations managed to surpass Dynamite's achievements on the chart. Dynamite outcharted them on Billboard charts, on iTunes, on Spotify, and also on IFPI's chart. So, based on the chart performance, Dynamite clearly should win the award. Now I'm asking again, how did the Grammy choose their winner? Based on what criteria? Because despite all of that achievements, Dynamite still didn't win. Deborah Dugan, former president and CEO of the Recording Academy, confirmed that the award process were rigged and can be influenced with affiliations, bribery, and the interest of the Academy members. Not only her, Eminem also said that the Grammys votes were fake and not a real vote. He claimed that the Recording Academy will give the award to whoever they like, whoever they want to win. The Weeknd said that there's no transparency in the Grammy, and they remain corrupt. Zayn also said that the Grammys will consider someone to be a nomination if they bribe the Academy member, which means the Grammys were not fair in their decision making. Furthermore, Zayn explained that it was about the lack of transparency of the nomination process, and the space that creates and allow favoritism, racism, and networking politics to influence the voting process. Nicki Minaj said that the Grammys didn't give her the Best New Artist award despite of her having 7 songs which simultaneously charting on Billboard and bigger first week than any female rapper in the last decade. Instead they gave the award to Bon Iver, who is a white man. So, are the Grammys racist? Well, yes they are. They're also xenophobic, biased, fake, and aren't transparent about their voting process. The Academy members were predominantly white male who favors white artist, especially white male artist. This isn't the first time Grammy received this criticism. The controversies about Grammys racism having been brought up for decades, and they still haven't changed yet even after 63 years of running. BTS were not the first artist who got snubbed and ignored by the Grammy because of their race and language. This year alone, The Weeknd, who made such an history with his album After Hours and hit song Blinding Lights, didn't get any nomination for the Grammys. It really didn't make any sense. And now, the news reported that The Weeknd and BTS helped boost music industry revenues to $21 billion last year. BTS and The Weeknd also topping the IFPI's global charts in more than one category. Now the Grammys look even more like a joke award, snubbing the most impactful artists in 2020 because of what? Their race, the language they sing their music with, lack of affiliation and bribery. The Grammys preaching a lot about diversity, while each year they still give the award to white celebrities. Despite how many achievements and impact people of color artists can ever make, we will still being forgotten and ignored. And non-white artists who win the Grammy Awards mostly win in smaller racialized categories, such as R&B and rap, which now the awards weren't being televised, making the impact of people of color in the music industry seem small, unimportant, and often overlooked. People of color were often expected to just accept every kind of mistreatment and unfairness from white people, covering it by saying, "What did you expect? You need to work harder. You didn't work hard enough," implying that no, it's not because of white supremacy and rooted racism and xenophobia, but it's because we, as people of color, are the one who made ourselves unable to achieve things. Work harder mind set might seems positive and has an optimistic vibe, but it is actually harmful too, making you unable to see what's behind the curtains of the positive philosophy. BTS reactions to them not winning the Grammy were admirable. Yoongi especially said that he will work harder, but like this person said, it is a proofs that it is ingrained in people of color's mind to work 1,000 times harder to get fruitful results equal to that of what comes naturally to their white contemporaries. I as a nation also have this kind of mindset too. It isn't our fault for thinking like this. It's white people's fault for manipulating our mind and making us believe that we need to work 10 times harder when they can just do the bare minimum to achieve literally anything. Other things that is so infuriating about the Grammys was they blatantly using BTS for clout to gain engagement and ratings. They made BTS perform towards the end of the ceremony, performing in between the main awards announcement, like Album of the Year and Record of the Year. They really didn't care about them as performers at all. They didn't even bother to give BTS any VCR like what other performers get. They also mentioned BTS a lot before their performance, saying, "Coming up next, BTS," for more than 100 times. Were they really desperate for views? In Korean awards shows, it is an honor for BTS to perform in the end of the ceremony, because we knew BTS were the main artist, they got the main awards, so they will be the one to close the show. But in Western awards shows, it is an insult, because they viewed BTS as a side act, ignoring all of their achievements, but still placing them to perform towards the end, because they knew ARMYs were waiting for them, they knew it gonna bring them more engagement and ratings. That's why, the Grammy is nothing but a clout chaser. But ARMYs already knew about this tactic. We were watching the show through unofficial streams, which means our views will not be counted as legitimate views from the official ones. And this year the Grammys only managed to get an average of 8.8 million viewers. It was the least watched ceremony in history. BTS and ARMY's hashtag were also trending higher than the Grammys hashtag throughout the show. Even the hashtag about scammers were also trending. Imagine being a flop in your own show. Could never be BTS. The Grammys are such an embarrassment. And the audacity of the Grammy still continues until now, because they uploaded every performance on Paramount Plus except BTS. We can only watch their performance on the full episode. At this point, the Grammys really have no shame anymore, I suppose. They blatantly treated BTS unfairly without even trying to hide it. And the media was even more obnoxious, so many of them fixating on how BTS lost the Grammy, and how BTS failed to get the Grammy. There were so many other singers who didn't win a single Grammy that night, but the only one the media talked about was BTS. I mean, I know BTS are the main characters and always steals the show, but why can't they just say nice things about them? What did they do to deserve so much aggression? It's ridiculous how the media were racing to write articles about BTS losing the Grammys more than they ever do to write about BTS achievements. It's like they were waiting for this. What's worse was Namjoon saw the articles that said BTS failed to get the Grammy. And I couldn't agree more with everything he said. It wasn't a failure. It was the first nomination for their music, which is already an achievement on its own. And they made history with their first performance as the nominee. BTS are amazing people with a really good attitude. They really didn't deserve to receive so many hateful comments from the media or anyone else. Thankfully BTS has ARMYs who will protect them and will support them to achieve anything. Even after the Grammy announcement, ARMYs already started furiously streaming BTS songs on every platform. The effect were BTS seeing a 493% increase in digital album sales Sunday and an additional 22% increase Monday. Their song sales are up 530% on Sunday, with Dynamite seeing 1k% boost in song sales Sunday. And recently Dynamite earned gold, platinum, and double gold certification from REPOST. BTS and ARMYs will never be a failure. The failure is the Grammy. Their awards show were rigged, and they didn't deserve BTS. ARMY is the most important thing for BTS. BTS is the most important thing for ARMY. We are each other's comfort, and I too believe we will conquer the world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, and support me on Coffee. Bye ARMYs. See you on another video.